The moment you start acting with confidence, you'll instantly feel the shift, and the world will start to respond to you differently. Confidence isn't something that comes naturally to everyone. It's a skill, a mindset that you can develop with every step you take. Imagine walking into any room knowing that you've got what it takes, no matter the situation. This video is about to show you how to step into that version of yourself, the one that takes action, stands tall, and moves with purpose, even when doubt tries to creep in. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have the tools to make confidence your everyday reality and unlock doors you didn't even know were there. Let's get started. Why most people never build confidence and how you can fix it today. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build. Right now, there are millions of people who hold themselves back, waiting for some magical moment when confidence will suddenly appear. But that moment never comes. They keep waiting, keep doubting, keep hesitating. And before they know it, years have passed, and they're still stuck in the same place, watching others succeed while they wonder why confidence always seems out of reach. But let me tell you something powerful. Confidence is not a gift. It's not something you're born with, or something that just happens one day. Confidence is a decision, and if you make that decision today, everything in your life can change. The real reason people never build confidence isn't because they're not capable. It's not because they're not talented, smart, or deserving. It's because they believe the wrong things about confidence. They think it's something that comes first, before action, before success, before trying new things. But that's not how it works. Confidence comes from action. It comes from doing things even when you're scared. It comes from stepping forward when every part of you wants to step back. And the truth is, the people who seem the most confident, they weren't born that way. They just started before they felt ready. That's what makes all the difference. If you've ever held yourself back because you didn't feel confident enough, you're not alone. But let me tell you, confidence is not about feeling fearless. It's about moving forward despite the fear. The people you admire, the ones who walk into a room with certainty, the ones who take risks, who speak up, who go after what they want, they weren't fearless. They just learned how to act in spite of fear. And that's something you can do too. But only if you stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. No one is coming to hand you confidence on a silver platter. You have to claim it for yourself. You see, most people don't lack confidence because they're incapable. They lack confidence because they've trained their minds to believe a lie. They've repeated the same thoughts so many times that they've convinced themselves, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'll never be like them. And when you say something to yourself over and over, your brain starts to believe it. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't about what you think. It's about what you do. And if you start doing the right things today, your mind will follow. So how do you fix this? How do you stop feeling like confidence is something far away and start acting like the person you want to become? The first step is to stop waiting for confidence to show up and start creating it. Every time you hesitate, every time you shrink back, every time you let fear make your decisions for you, you reinforce the idea that you're not confident. But the moment you decide, I'm going to act anyway, you take control. You send a new message to your brain. You start rewriting the story. Your body language matters more than you think. When you walk into a room, do you look down? Do you slump your shoulders? Do you avoid eye contact? If so, you're training your mind to feel small. But if you lift your chin, stand tall, look people in the eye, and move with purpose, your brain picks up on that. And something powerful happens. You start to feel more confident. This isn't about faking it. It's about aligning your actions with the person you want to be. If you want to be confident, move like you already are. Speak like you already are. Show up like you already are. And soon you won't be acting anymore. It will be real. Another reason people struggle with confidence is because they're too focused on what others think. They let fear of judgment control them. But here's the reality. People are too busy with their own lives to sit around judging you. And even if they do, so what? Their opinion doesn't change your potential. Their doubts don't define your abilities. The only thing that matters is what you choose to believe about yourself. The moment you stop worrying about what others think and start focusing on your own growth, you become unstoppable. And let's talk about failure. One of the biggest confidence killers is the fear of making mistakes. People think, if I fail, everyone will see. If I mess up, people will laugh. If I don't get it right, I'll look stupid. But let me tell you something. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is the best teacher you will ever have. Every mistake is proof that you're trying. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. The most confident people in the world are not the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail the most. Because they keep going. They don't let failure stop them. They use it. They grow from it. And that's why they win. So if you've been holding yourself back, waiting for confidence to magically appear, it's time to stop. It's time to take action. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, confidence is a muscle, and the only way to build it is to use it. Speak up when you feel like staying quiet. Take the opportunity even if you feel unprepared. And walk into the room like you belong there, even if your heart is pounding. Because every time you do, you get stronger. Every time you do, you move closer to becoming the person you want to be. Confidence is not reserved for a special few. It's not something you're born with. It's something you create. And you can start creating it today. No more waiting. No more doubting. No more sitting on the sidelines, watching other people live the life you want. It's time to step up. It's time to take control. It's time to act like you're confident. Because the truth is, you already have everything you need inside you. You just have to use it. Simple trick to look and feel confident in any situation. Confidence isn't about luck, and it's not reserved for a select few. It's something you can create instantly right now in this very moment. Too many people believe that confidence is something you either have or you don't, that it's some kind of magic that only certain people are born with. But that's not true. Confidence is a choice. It's a skill. And once you understand how it works, you can use it anytime, anywhere. If you've ever wished you could walk into a room and command attention, if you've ever wanted to speak without second-guessing yourself, if you've ever envied someone who seems effortlessly sure of themselves, then listen closely, because what I'm about to share will change everything for you. Confidence doesn't start in your mind. It starts in your body. That's right. You don't think your way into confidence, you act your way into it. Your posture, your eye contact, the way you move. These things send signals to your brain, and your brain responds accordingly. If you slump your shoulders, look down, and shrink into yourself, your brain takes that as a sign that you're insecure, that you're not safe, that you should stay quiet and small. But when you stand up straight, lift your chin, and make eye contact, something powerful happens. Your brain starts to believe that you are strong, that you are capable, that you are meant to be here. And in that instant, your confidence begins to rise. Try it right now. Wherever you are, adjust your posture. Pull your shoulders back. Take a deep breath. Look straight ahead, not down. You don't need to say a word. Just hold yourself like someone who is confident. Feel the difference. That's the first trick to looking and feeling confident in any situation. You are teaching your body to send the right message, not just to others, but to yourself. And the more you do this, the more natural it becomes. It's not about faking confidence. It's about training yourself to embody it. Another trick: slow down. When people are nervous, they tend to rushing through their words, rushing through their movements, trying to get things over with as quickly as possible. But confidence doesn't rush. Confidence is controlled. Confident people move with purpose. They take their time. They speak at a steady pace. And when they enter a room, they don't dart to a corner and hope no one notices them. They walk in like they belong. And guess what? When you act like you belong, people believe it. Your voice matters too. Ever notice how confident people don't mumble? They don't trail off at the end of their sentences. They don't look down when they talk. They project. They make sure their words are heard. And they don't speak as if they're asking for permission to exist. If you want to feel more confident, practice speaking with clarity. Speak as if you expect people to listen. Because when you do, they will. Eye contact is another game changer. It's one of the fastest ways to project confidence. Think about it. When someone avoids eye contact, what does it tell you? That they're unsure, that they're nervous, that they don't want to be seen. But when someone looks you in the eye, it tells a completely different story. It says, I'm here, I'm present, I'm not afraid. You don't have to stare people down, but don't be the first to look away. Hold their gaze for just a second longer than you normally would. That small shift alone can transform the way people perceive you, and how you perceive yourself. And let's talk about the way you enter a room. Most people walk in hesitant, unsure of themselves, trying to take up as little space as possible. But that's not how a confident person walks into a room. A confident person walks in with intention. Their steps are steady, not rushed. Their head is up, not down. They scan the room, they acknowledge people. They don't shrink. And the best part, when you start carrying yourself like this, people respond to you differently. They notice you, they respect you, and more importantly, you start to feel different on the inside too. Here's something else that makes a difference. What you do with your hands. Nervous people fidget. They cross their arms. They play with their hair. They touch their face. They do anything to keep themselves busy because their anxiety needs an outlet. But confident people don't do that. They keep their hands visible. They use controlled gestures. They don't hide behind their own body. So if you want to look and feel more confident, be aware of what your hands are doing. Keep them relaxed. Use them naturally when you speak. And don't make yourself small. And let me tell you a secret. Confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about presence. It's about showing up fully. It's about deciding that you belong, even if your heart is pounding. It's about knowing that no one else gets to decide your worth, you do. And the moment you stop waiting to feel confident, and start acting like you already are, everything changes. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you feel nervous, maybe a big meeting, a social event, an interview, or even just walking into a new place, remember this: your body leads, your mind follows. Straighten your posture, control your breathing, make eye contact, slow down, and move with intention. You don't have to say a single word, just embody confidence, and soon you'll start to feel it for real. The mistake most people make is thinking that confidence is a feeling that comes first. But the truth is, confidence is something you create through action. The more you practice these small but powerful habits, the more natural they become. And before you know it, you're not acting confident, you are confident. So the next time you're about to enter a room, don't hesitate, don't overthink it. Just walk in like you own the place. Because the moment you start carrying yourself like you belong, the world starts to believe it too. And more importantly, so do you. How to destroy self-doubt and walk with power every day. Self-doubt is a disease. It creeps into your mind and convinces you that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you should play it safe and stay quiet. And if you let it, it will control your entire life. It will make you hesitate when you should act, stay silent when you should speak, and hold back when you should be moving forward. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is nothing but a lie you've been telling yourself for too long. And today, it ends. Because you are far more capable than you think. And the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that you can have it. Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. And the fastest way to destroy self-doubt is by proving to yourself that you can take action despite it. See, self-doubt thrives on hesitation. It grows stronger every time you stop yourself from doing something, because you're afraid of what might happen. It loves when you overthink, when you second-guess yourself, when you replay your mistakes in your mind over and over again. But self-doubt cannot survive in the presence of action. The moment you decide to move forward, despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite the voice in your head telling you to wait, that's the moment self-doubt begins to die. Think about the last time you hesitated because you didn't feel confident enough. Maybe it was a conversation you avoided. Maybe it was an opportunity you let pass you by. Maybe it was something you wanted to do, but you talked yourself out of it. And now ask yourself, what would have happened if you had just acted, if you had spoken up, if you had taken the chance? You'll never know, because self-doubt won that round. But it doesn't have to win the next one. The problem isn't that you're not capable, it's that you've convinced yourself that you're not ready. And let me tell you something, you will never feel fully ready. No one does. The people who look confident, who seem fearless, who make success look easy, they don't wait to feel ready. They act first, and confidence follows. And that's what you have to start doing. Confidence isn't the cause of action. It's the result of it. You don't wait until you feel strong to start lifting weights. You start lifting weights, and then you become strong. The same goes for confidence. You act first, and the feeling follows. Stop telling yourself that you need to be perfect before you start. Perfection is a lie. No one gets everything right the first time. No one walks into a room knowing exactly what to say every time. No one starts something new without a little bit of fear. But what separates the confident from the insecure is simple. Confident people do it anyway. They don't let self-doubt dictate their actions. They don't sit around waiting for a magic moment when they'll finally feel ready. They act despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite the inner voice that tells them they're not enough. And because of that, they build momentum. They gain experience. They learn. They grow. They improve. And here's the best part. Every time you act in the face of self-doubt, you weaken its grip on you. Every time you do the thing you were afraid of, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fear. And the more you do this, the less power self-doubt has over you. Before you know it, the things that used to terrify you become second nature. Speaking up in a meeting, introducing yourself to new people, stepping out of your comfort zone, these things stop feeling like impossible challenges and start feeling normal, because confidence is built through repetition. The more you do something, the less scary it becomes. And let me tell you something else. No one is thinking about you as much as you think they are. That's another lie. Self-doubt tells you. It makes you believe that everyone is watching, waiting for you to fail, judging your every move. But the truth is, people are too busy worrying about themselves to be focused on you. They're caught up in their own doubts, their own fears, their own insecurities. They're not analyzing your every move. So stop holding yourself back because of what others might think. Stop letting the fear of judgment keep you from living your life. Because at the end of the day, the only opinion that truly matters is your own. So here's what you need to do. Stop hesitating. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting for confidence to magically appear before you take action. The next time you feel self-doubt creeping in, recognize it for what it is, a lie. And then do the thing anyway. Speak up in that conversation. Say yes to that opportunity. Take the first step toward that goal. Walk with power, even if your legs are shaking. Act with confidence, even if you don't feel it yet. Because the moment you start doing this, everything changes. The world doesn't reward people who sit on the sidelines, waiting until they feel good enough. The world rewards action. It rewards the people who step forward, who take risks, who refuse to let fear dictate their lives. And that can be you. Not someday, not when you feel more ready. Right now, because confidence isn't a feeling, it's a decision. And today you decide. One secret confident people don't want you to know. Confidence isn't just something people are born with. It's built, shaped, and strengthened over time. And here's the truth. Those who seem naturally confident have a secret they don't want you to know. It's not magic. It's not luck. And it's not something exclusive to them. The reason they walk into a room with power, the reason they speak without hesitation, the reason they seem to attract success effortlessly, it all comes down to one simple thing. And once you understand it, you can use it to change your life forever. Confidence is not about feeling good all the time. It's not about waiting for the fear to disappear or hoping that one day you'll wake up with unshakable belief in yourself. No, the real secret is this. Confident people act confident first, and the feeling follows. They don't wait until they feel ready. They don't let self-doubt stop them. They step forward, even when they're nervous, even when their hands are shaking, even when their mind is telling them to stop. And because they do this, their confidence grows. Right now, you might believe that you have to feel confident before you can act confidently. That's the biggest lie that keeps people stuck. They wait. They hesitate. They tell themselves, once I feel more sure of myself, then I'll speak up. Then I'll go after that opportunity. Then I'll take that risk. But that moment never comes. Because confidence doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing. It comes from taking action despite the doubt. And every time you do this, every time you push past that hesitation, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fear. Think about the people you admire, the ones who seem fearless, the ones who command respect, the ones who make things happen. Do you really think they never doubt themselves? Do you think they never feel nervous before stepping into a big moment? Of course they do. But the difference is, they don't let those feelings control them. They've trained themselves to act despite the fear. And because of that, they keep growing. They keep winning. They keep creating opportunities for themselves while others sit on the sidelines, waiting for a confidence boost that never comes. If you want to start living with real confidence, you need to change how you see it. Confidence is not something you receive. It's something you generate. It's something you practice. And the fastest way to build it, act like you already have it. Because the way you move, the way you speak, the way you present yourself, these things shape how you feel. If you walk with your head down, if you speak in a low, hesitant voice, if you avoid eye contact and shrink yourself in social situations, what message are you sending to your mind? You're reinforcing the idea that you're not enough, that you don't belong, that you should stay small. But the moment you change the way you carry yourself, the moment you stand tall, the moment you take up space, the moment you speak like you believe in what you're saying, that's the moment everything shifts. Your mind starts to follow your body. Your emotions start to align with your actions. And suddenly, you're not just pretending to be confident. You are confident. The secret confident people don't want you to know is that they were just like you at one point. They weren't born with it. They had to build it, just like you do. And they built it by making a decision to act confident before they felt it, to push past their fears, to show up even when they wanted to run. And because they did that, over and over again, they created a version of themselves that now seems unstoppable. You have that same ability. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can keep waiting for confidence to magically appear, or you can start stepping into it. You can train yourself to move differently, to speak with power, to look people in the eye and own your presence. You don't need permission to do this. You don't need someone to tell you you're ready. You decide you're ready, and then you start. Because here's the truth. Confidence is just another skill. And like any skill, it improves with practice. The more you do it, the easier it gets. The more you push past hesitation, the less it controls you. The more you take action, the more natural it feels. And one day you'll look back and realize that the version of you who used to be afraid, who used to doubt, who used to hold back, that person doesn't exist anymore. Because you became someone different, someone stronger, someone who didn't wait to feel confident, but instead created it for themselves. And that's what you need to do. Right now, no more waiting, no more hesitation, no more sitting on the sidelines, hoping that one day you'll finally feel ready. You act like you're confident today, and watch how quickly the world starts to believe it too. You're acting shy because no one taught you this. Shyness isn't something you were born with. It's something you learned. And if you learned it, you can unlearn it. Right now, you might think being shy is just who you are. But that's not true. At some point in your life, you picked up the habit of holding yourself back. Maybe you were criticized when you spoke up. Maybe someone made you feel small. Maybe you convinced yourself that it's safer to stay quiet, to avoid attention, to not take up space. But let me tell you something. That version of you is not the real you. That's a conditioned version of you. And today we're going to break that conditioning. The reason you struggle with confidence isn't because you're incapable. It's because no one ever taught you how to be confident. Think about it. As kids, we're taught how to read, how to write, how to do math. But where was the class on self-belief? Where was the training on how to speak with certainty? How to walk into a room and own it? How to trust yourself enough to take action? It wasn't there. So what happened? You picked up behaviors from the people around you. If they were shy, if they doubted themselves, if they played small, You absorbed that. Not because it was right, but because it was familiar. And now you're living with habits that were never meant to be yours. The good news? You can change all of it. Right now, in this moment, you can decide to let go of the hesitation, the doubt, the fear, because the only reason it's still there is that you keep feeding it. You reinforce it every time you stay silent when you want to speak. Every time you avoid eye contact. Every time you hesitate when an opportunity comes your way. You're sending a message to your brain that says, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, I don't belong, and your brain listens. But if you start acting differently, if you start moving with purpose, if you start speaking with authority, if you start showing up like you belong, your brain will believe that too. Shyness is just a pattern. It's a response your body has learned, and like any pattern, it can be broken. But here's the key. You have to start before you feel ready. You can't wait for confidence to magically appear. You have to create it. And that starts with one simple decision, to act like the person you want to become. Not next year. Not next month. Today, right now, because the only way to build confidence is to do the thing you're afraid of. Think about it. The first time you rode a bike, you weren't confident. The first time you tried anything new, you weren't confident, but you did it anyway. You wobbled, you struggled, but you kept going. And eventually it became natural. Confidence works the same way. The more you push yourself to speak up, to take action, to put yourself out there, the more natural it becomes. The hesitation fades, the fear disappears, and suddenly you're no longer acting confident. You are confident, but you can't skip this process. You can't just sit there waiting for the fear to go away before you start. That's not how it works. The fear goes away after you take action, not before. So if you're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect level of confidence, the perfect conditions, it will never happen. You have to take the first step while you're still scared. You have to speak while your voice is still shaky. You have to stand tall even when your heart is pounding. That's the only way forward. And don't tell yourself you're just naturally shy. That's an excuse. That's a story you've been telling yourself for years, and it's holding you back. Because here's the truth. You weren't born afraid to speak. You weren't born afraid to take up space. You learned that, and anything you learned, you can unlearn. But you have to be willing to challenge yourself. You have to be willing to step into discomfort, to do the things that scare you, to prove to yourself that you are bigger than your fears. Every single confident person you see today had a moment where they had to make this decision. They had to choose to stop letting doubt control them. They had to push themselves beyond what felt comfortable. They had to take risks, to speak up, to act even when they weren't sure of themselves. And because they did that, over and over again, confidence became their new normal. And if they can do it, so can you. So what do you do from here? Simple, you start acting like you're confident, even when you don't feel like it. You walk into a room like you belong there. You hold eye contact a second longer than usual. You speak up in conversations, instead of staying quiet. You take the shot before you talk yourself out of it. And you do it again, and again, and again. Because every time you do, you're rewiring your brain. You're proving to yourself that you are not the shy person you thought you were. You are capable. You are powerful. You are in control. And one day, sooner than you think, you'll look back and realize that the fear is gone. The hesitation is gone. The old version of you, the one who stayed quiet, who held back, who let doubt win, that person doesn't exist anymore. Because you made the choice to step up, to own who you are, to take control of your life. And from this moment forward, nothing will ever be the same again. Confidence is a skill. Here's how to master it like a pro. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you walk into a room, it all sends a message before you even say a word. People don't just listen to what you say, they feel your presence. And if your presence is weak, if you hesitate, if you shrink yourself down, the world will respond accordingly. They will treat you exactly how you present yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why should they? If you walk into a situation unsure, hesitant, waiting for permission to exist, you've already lost. But when you move with certainty, when you speak with conviction, when you stand like you belong, the world takes notice. They listen. They respect you. They follow your lead. And the best part, you don't need anyone's approval to start doing this today. You don't need a degree in confidence. You don't need years of training. You don't need to wake up one day feeling ready. You just need to decide that from now on, you are going to carry yourself like a person who deserves to be seen, heard, and respected. The truth is, nobody is born knowing how to be confident. It's not something you wake up with one day. It's something you train into yourself through action. The more you act like the person you want to be, the more natural it becomes. At first, it will feel unnatural. It will feel forced. You might even feel like a fraud, but that's just the old you resisting change. That's the version of you that has been playing small, trying to pull you back. You have to push through that. You have to train yourself to show up differently. And the fastest way to do that is to master the skill of confidence. Start with the way you hold yourself, your posture, your energy, your presence. The moment you walk into a room, the moment you enter a conversation, you should own that space, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that commands respect. Straighten your back, lift your chin, relax your shoulders, and move with certainty. People can sense when someone believes in themselves, and they can sense when someone is doubting every step they take. If you move like you are unsure, the world will reflect that back to you. If you move like you know exactly where you're going, people will naturally gravitate toward you. And then your voice, the way you speak. So many people talk like they are asking for permission, like they are apologizing for taking up space. Stop doing that. Speak clearly. Speak with conviction. You don't need to rush. You don't need to fill the silence with nervous energy. Confident people don't feel the need to prove themselves with excessive words. They say what they mean and let their words carry weight. If you struggle with this, practice, slow down, speak from a place of certainty. Even if you don't feel 100% confident yet, act as if you do. Eventually it will become second nature. Now let's talk about how you respond to challenges. Weakness is not in being afraid, it's in letting that fear stop you. When you train yourself to act even when you're uncomfortable, you build resilience. Every time you face a situation that scares you, every time you step up instead of stepping back, you reinforce the belief that you are strong enough to handle anything. This is why confidence is a skill. It's built through repetition, through practice, through exposure to challenges that force you to grow. You don't become unshakable by avoiding discomfort. You become unshakable by leaning into it, by proving to yourself over and over again that you can handle whatever comes your way. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that confidence comes from success. They think, once I achieve this, once I have this, then I'll feel confident. But that's backward. Success doesn't create confidence. Confidence creates success. The people who win in life, in business, in relationships, in everything, they don't wait to feel confident before they take action. They take action first, even when they're scared, even when they doubt themselves, even when they have no guarantee of success. And because they take action, they build confidence along the way. This is where most people go wrong. They wait for the fear to go away. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait until they feel ready. And that moment never comes. Because confidence is not something you wait for, it's something you create. It's something you build by stepping into the situations that scare you, by putting yourself in environments that force you to level up, by making a decision every single day to act like the person you want to become. You have to train yourself to see yourself differently. Right now you have a mental image of who you are, and that image shapes the way you behave. If you see yourself as shy, as weak, as unworthy, you will act in ways that reinforce that identity. But if you start seeing yourself as strong, as capable, as someone who belongs in any room, your behavior will shift to match that, and the world will respond accordingly. So the question is, how are you carrying yourself? How are you speaking? How are you showing up in your life? Are you waiting for confidence to find you? Or are you creating it through action? Are you hesitating, doubting, second-guessing? Or are you stepping into situations with the belief that you are enough, that you are capable, that you are exactly where you need to be? Because the way you show up in this world determines how this world treats you. If you walk like you are confident, if you speak like you are confident, if you carry yourself like you are confident, you will be treated with confidence. And eventually you won't just be acting, you'll be living it. Now here's the most important thing. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for the day you wake up feeling like a different person. Stop waiting for fear to disappear before you take action. Stop waiting for the world to give you permission to be confident. Confidence is not something that is given to you. It's something you take. And starting today, you take it. You act like the person you want to become. You train yourself to show up differently. You push yourself to do the things that scare you until they no longer do. And if you do that, if you commit to that, you will wake up one day and realize that you are no longer pretending. You are no longer faking it. You are living it. And from that moment on, nothing will ever be the same again. Why you feel like an imposter and how to break free for good. Every single day you have two choices. You can wake up and live on autopilot, repeating the same patterns, making the same excuses, feeling stuck in the same cycle, or you can wake up and decide that today is the day everything changes. Today is the day you stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop overthinking, and start moving forward with unstoppable momentum. Because here's the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to walk into your life and hand you success, discipline, or motivation. It's on you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you take full control of your life, the faster everything shifts in your favor. The biggest lie people tell themselves is that they need to feel ready before they take action, that they need more motivation, more information, more preparation before they start. That's the trap. That's how you stay stuck. Because action doesn't follow motivation. Motivation follows action. The moment you stop waiting for the perfect time and start moving, something changes in you. The more you act, the more you believe in yourself. The more you push yourself, the more unstoppable you become. The only way to break out of the cycle of self-doubt, laziness, and hesitation is to move before you feel ready. To move even when you're scared. To move when you don't have all the answers. And once you do, once you prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are stronger than your excuses, that you have what it takes, everything in your life will start to shift. Every successful person you admire, every high achiever, every winner, they all have one thing in common. They take action before they feel ready. They step into opportunities before they feel qualified. They show up even when they're scared. That's what separates them from the rest. That's what makes them different. They don't wait for confidence, they create it. They don't wait for motivation, they generate it. They don't let fear stop them. They use it as fuel. And the moment you start operating with that mindset, you become dangerous. You become the kind of person who can't be stopped. The kind of person who keeps moving forward no matter what. People will always have excuses. They'll say they're too tired, too busy, too unlucky, too inexperienced. But the truth is, those are just stories they tell themselves to justify inaction. The real reason people don't take action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside their comfort zone. But here's the thing about fear. It only has power over you if you let it. The moment you face it head on, the moment you stop running from it and start attacking it, it loses its grip on you. And when you stop being controlled by fear, you become unstoppable. If you want to change your life, if you want to achieve something great, if you want to become the best version of yourself, you have to start now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it, now. Because every second you waste waiting is a second you could be using to build the life you want. Every time you delay, you are strengthening the habit of inaction. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to break free. That's why the best time to start is always now. No matter where you are, no matter what you have, no matter how unprepared you feel, start. Take the first step. And once you do, commit to never looking back. This is what separates the winners from everyone else. The winners don't just think about success. They take action. They don't just dream, they execute. They don't just talk, they show up every single day and do the work. And the reason they win, because they don't stop. They don't quit. They don't let setbacks define them. They don't let failure break them. They understand that failure is just a stepping stone. That setbacks are just lessons. That obstacles are meant to be crushed. And because they refuse to stop, they always end up ahead. Right now, you have the power to change your entire life. Not next year, not someday. Now. But you have to make the decision. You have to commit. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it. Because the truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. There will always be obstacles. There will always be challenges. There will always be reasons to wait. But the people who succeed, the people who make it, the people who dominate their lives, they move forward anyway. They take risks. They bet on themselves. They trust that they will figure it out along the way. And that's the key. You don't need to have all the answers before you start. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to move. Because once you take that first step, once you start building momentum, everything changes. Your confidence grows. Your discipline strengthens. Your belief in yourself skyrockets. And before you know it, you've become the kind of person who takes action effortlessly, who moves with certainty, who dominates every challenge that comes their way. But none of that happens if you don't start. None of that happens if you keep waiting, keep making excuses, keep letting fear dictate your actions. If you want to change your life, if you want to become unstoppable, if you want to reach your full potential, the time is now. No more waiting, no more hesitation, no more playing small. You have everything you need to succeed. You have the power, the strength, the ability. Now it's time to act like it. So here's your choice. You can keep doing what you've always done, keep getting the same results, keep living the same life, or you can make the decision to rise, to level up, to step into your greatness. You can decide that from this moment on, you will no longer settle for anything less than your best, that you will no longer be controlled by fear, doubt, or hesitation, that you will take action, you will move forward, you will dominate your life. Because once you make that decision, once you commit fully, once you step into your power, once you start moving with purpose, nothing can stop you. You will be unstoppable. And when you look back on this moment, you will realize that this was the moment everything changed. The moment you stopped waiting, the moment you took control, the moment you became the person you were always meant to be.
Fake confidence versus real confidence. Which one are you using? Every single person walking this earth has a choice. You can wake up and let life push you around, make excuses, and watch opportunities slip through your fingers. Or you can take control, take action, and take what's yours. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck isn't luck, talent, or intelligence. It's action. The willingness to move even when you don't feel like it, to push forward even when it's uncomfortable, to show up every single day with an unstoppable mindset. That's what separates the winners from everyone else. The truth is, nothing changes until you do. You can wish, you can hope, you can dream, but none of that will bring results. Only action does. And the people who dominate life understand that they don't need to feel ready before they move. They don't need the perfect conditions. They don't wait for motivation to strike because they know it never will. They just get up and do what needs to be done, no matter what. And that's why they win. Because success isn't about feelings, it's about habits. It's about showing up when others don't. It's about pushing through when others quit. It's about doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. The biggest trap people fall into is waiting. Waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect plan. That's how you stay stuck. That's how you waste years of your life waiting for a moment that will never come. The truth is, the perfect time is a myth. There will always be challenges, always be distractions, always be reasons to wait. But the people who succeed, they don't wait. They move, they take imperfect action. They figure it out along the way. And because they move before they feel ready, they build momentum, they build confidence, they build discipline. That's why they achieve what others only dream of. Every single day you have two voices in your head. One is weak, filled with excuses, telling you to take it easy, to stay comfortable, to avoid discomfort. The other is strong, pushing you to be better, to rise above your circumstances, to take action. Which voice are you listening to? Because the voice you choose to follow will determine your future. If you keep giving in to the weak voice, you will stay exactly where you are, stuck, frustrated,
and watching others pass you by. But if you start feeding the strong voice, if you start making decisions based on your goals instead of your feelings, if you start acting like the person you want to become, everything will change. The people who win in life don't have fewer problems. They don't have more time. They don't have some secret advantage. You don't. What they have is discipline. What they have is the ability to control their mind, to shut down excuses, to act in spite of fear, laziness and doubt. That's what makes them unstoppable. They don't rely on motivation because they know it's unreliable. They rely on habits. They rely on discipline. They rely on the decision to move, no matter what. And because they operate at that level, they dominate. They don't just succeed. They become the kind of people who can handle anything, who don't break under pressure, who keep moving forward no matter what. If you're tired of being stuck, tired of watching others succeed while you stay in the same place, then you need to make a decision. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel like it. Now, you need to decide that from this moment on you will take action. You will move forward. You will stop letting fear control you. Because the moment you take that first step, the moment you break through the hesitation, you will realize how much power you actually have. You will realize that you were never really stuck. You were just waiting. And the moment you stop waiting, you become dangerous. You become the kind of person who gets things done, who makes things happen, who refuses to accept anything less than their best. The world doesn't reward people who wait. It rewards people who act, who show up, who make bold moves. And that's exactly what you need to do. Stop overthinking. Stop doubting yourself. Stop letting fear hold you back. Just move. Just start. Just take the first step. And once you do, once you commit fully, you will be unstoppable. You will look back on this moment as the moment everything changed. The moment you took control. The moment you stopped waiting for permission and started taking what's yours. Your body language is killing your confidence. Fix it now. Every single day, you wake up with two choices. You can either let life happen to you, or you can take control and make things happen. The truth is, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you the life you want, and nobody cares about your excuses. The only thing that matters is whether or not you are willing to put in the work. It's easy to sit back and say you'll start tomorrow, that you'll change when the time is right. But deep down, you already know that's a lie. The time will never be perfect. The conditions will never be ideal. The only thing you have is right now. And the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is that successful people take action regardless of how they feel. The biggest mistake people make is waiting to feel ready. They think they need motivation before they can start. But motivation is a liar. It's unreliable. It comes and goes. And if you depend on it, you'll never accomplish anything. The people who achieve greatness don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They don't wait until they feel like it. They just do it. They show up every single day, whether they feel like it or not. That's the mindset that builds winners. That's the mentality that separates those who make their dreams a reality from those who only talk about it. Because the truth is, your success is 100% in your hands. It's not up to luck. It's not up to circumstances. It's up to you. And the moment you take full responsibility for where you are in life, everything changes. Most people will never reach their full potential. Not because they're not capable, but because they're too afraid to step outside their comfort zone. They stay stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same habits, and then wonder why nothing ever changes. But life doesn't reward those who play it safe. It rewards those who take risks, those who push themselves beyond what they thought was possible, those who are willing to suffer a little now for a greater reward later. If you want to be great, you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to struggle, to fail, to look stupid, to fall flat on your face. Because every single successful person you admire has been there. The difference is, they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as fuel. They kept going when others quit. Everything you want in life is on the other side of action. You can think about it, dream about it, visualize it all you want, but until you take real action, nothing happens. And action doesn't mean waiting for the right plan, the right opportunity, or the right moment. It means doing something right now. No matter how small, it means making a decision and sticking to it. It means developing the kind of habits that make success inevitable. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. They're just the ones who refuse to stop. They outwork everyone else. They show up earlier, they stay later, they do more, they push harder. And because of that, they win. Your mind will always try to talk you out of doing the hard things. It will tell you that you're too tired, too busy, that it's not the right time. But that's the exact moment you need to push through. Because if you listen to that weak voice, you will stay exactly where you are. Nothing changes until you do. If you want more, you have to demand more from yourself. You have to stop making excuses. Stop waiting for someone to push you. Stop looking for shortcuts. Success is earned, not given. It's built through sacrifice, through discipline, through relentless effort. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you will start seeing real results. The people who dominate in life are not the ones who have it easy. They are the ones who embrace the struggle. They are the ones who use pain as a stepping stone, who take setbacks as a challenge, who refuse to let anything stop them. And the reason they are so unstoppable is because they have trained themselves to act despite their emotions. They don't let fear control them. They don't let doubt dictate their actions. They don't let failure break them. They keep going no matter what. And because of that, they become unstoppable. If you want to change your life, stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. The only person who can change your life is you. The only way to get what you want is to go after it with everything you have. And the only time to start is right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now, the moment you stop making excuses, the moment you decide that you are in control, that's the moment your entire life shifts. That's when you step into your power. That's when you become the kind of person who doesn't just dream but does. Who doesn't just talk, but acts. Who doesn't just wish but works. And when you become that person, there is nothing you can't achieve. What to do? When you feel small, insecure, and invisible, every single day you are either building yourself up or tearing yourself down. There is no in-between. Every action, every thought, every decision you make is either pushing you forward or holding you back. And the ones who truly succeed in life are the ones who understand that they don't leave their future to chance. They don't let their emotions dictate their actions. They take control. They wake up with purpose, with intensity, with an unshakable drive to dominate their day because they know that if they don't, life will consume them. They refuse to be ordinary. They refuse to accept a life that is anything less than what they are capable of. And that is the difference between those who win and those who don't. If you want to change your life, you need to stop thinking about it and start doing something about it. Too many people spend their days trapped in their minds, dreaming about what they could be, what they could have, where they could go, but never actually taking action. And that is the biggest mistake you can make, because time does not wait for you. Life is not going to pause while you figure things out. Either you move or you get left behind. And that is why the ones who succeed are the ones who are willing to act, even when they are unsure, even when they are scared, even when they don't feel ready. Because they know that action creates momentum, and momentum is the key to everything. You cannot afford to let fear control you. Fear will paralyze you. It will make you hesitate. It will convince you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, that you don't have what it takes. But fear is a liar. Fear is nothing more than an illusion that keeps you trapped in the same cycle, repeating the same mistakes, living the same life you claim you want to escape from. And the only way to break free is to move despite the fear, to take that first step, even when everything in you is screaming to turn back. Because on the other side of that fear is the life you have been waiting for. Discipline is everything. Motivation will not save you. Inspiration will not carry you. You can watch 1,000 videos, read 100 books, listen to every speech ever given, but if you don't have discipline, none of it will matter. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It is the ability to show up every day, no matter how you feel, no matter how tired you are, no matter how much you want to quit. It is the ability to stay focused when the distractions come, to stay committed when the excitement fades, to keep pushing when everything inside you is telling you to stop. And if you do not develop this level of discipline, you will never reach the heights you are capable of. You have to understand that nobody is coming to save you. No one is going to wake you up in the morning and force you to work on your goals. No one is going to drag you to the gym, make you study, push you to improve. That is your job. And the sooner you take full responsibility for your life, the sooner everything will change. Because as long as you keep waiting for someone or something to push you, you will stay stuck. The successful understand that they are in complete control. They don't waste time blaming circumstances. They don't make excuses. They don't complain about what they can't control. They focus on what they can do, and they do it relentlessly. The road to success is not easy. It is brutal. It will test you in ways you never imagined. You will face failures, setbacks, disappointments. You will have days where nothing seems to go right, where you feel like you are making no progress, where you want to throw in the towel and walk away. And this is the moment that defines everything. Because this is where most people quit. This is where most people decide that success is not worth the struggle. But the ones who make it, the ones who rise to the top, are the ones who push through. They embrace the struggle. They use every failure, every setback, every obstacle as fuel. They understand that the struggle is what makes them stronger. That without it, they would never grow into the person they need to become. You have to develop the mindset of a warrior. A mindset that refuses to back down, that refuses to accept anything less than total success. You have to be willing to outwork everyone around you, to sacrifice, to grind, to put in the hours when no one is watching, because that is what it takes. There are no shortcuts. There are no handouts. It is you versus you every single day. And the only question that matters is, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to wake up early, to stay up late, to push through exhaustion, to keep going when it feels like nothing is working? Because that is what separates the weak from the strong. Every single day is an opportunity to get better, to improve, to grow, to move one step closer to your goals. But if you waste it, if you let distractions take over, if you allow yourself to fall back into bad habits, you will never reach your full potential. You have to be relentless. You have to be obsessed. You have to want it more than you want comfort, more than you want entertainment, more than you want approval from others. Because if you are not willing to sacrifice for your dreams, then your dreams will become the sacrifice. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing. How bad do you want it? Because if you want it bad enough, nothing will stop you. No excuse will be strong enough. No setback will be big enough. No failure will be final. You will find a way. You will adapt. You will adjust. You will push forward no matter what. And that is the mindset that leads to success. That is the mentality of champions. That is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. The choice is yours. Stay where you are. Keep making excuses. Keep waiting for the right moment, or take control of your life and make it happen, because no one else will do it for you. No one else will fight for your dreams. That is your responsibility. And the moment you fully accept that, the moment you decide that you will do whatever it takes, that is the moment your entire life will change.